Yo, it's Trivelli. I'm back, and after going 5-2 last week, going 27-21 against the spread on the season, I'm back to give you guys some games to smash for easy cash. So if you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get this channel out to as many people as possible. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you get my daily notifications for when I'm dropping videos, which is going to be Monday through Friday because I'm never slacking. Now, let's jump into the action.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse, maybe give a little glimpse.
So I've got a handful of games that you guys can play this week, and for my more risky bettors, I've set some honorable mentions for the end, but I don't have that much time to spare, so let's jump right into the action. Like I said, we've got NIU at Kent State with a total of 70.5, and I like the under on this. After doing a fair bit of research on this game, I came to the conclusion that 70.5 is about 10 points above what the game script should produce. If you look at what the teams have done versus teams with similar defensive talent to what they are about to face in each other, you can see that their averages are 27 and 33, which would give a total of 60 for the game when they're playing each other. Now, anything can happen, and obviously we saw last night Eastern Michigan score 52 and give up 40 plus. That's another MAC team, but that is where the Sharks are trying to get you. Kent State has a great QB. NIU can move the football in multiple ways, but it looks like if you want the over, you're expecting over 17.5 points per quarter, and that leaves almost zero room for offensive injuries, punts, turnovers, field goals in the red zone, or long drives. If either team is winning by 21 plus in the third, it will put a pressure on the trailing team to throw arid and most likely go for it on fourth. In my opinion, unless you're dealing with studs across the board, mistakes will happen in these scenarios, and the team winning by 21 plus will tend to slow down and run to chew more clock and avoid unnecessary injuries to starters. And this is all well known, but what if it is close and Kent State is, putting up numbers against NIU? I get it, but if it is close, I expect some sort of defensive pride at some point to step up, whichever team it is, to cause a punt here and there. You basically need one punt and one field goal per quarter, and you will easily win this bet. Next, we have Rice at Charlotte. -6 for Charlotte. I like Charlotte here for several reasons. First of all, they have a better offensive line, defensive line, quarterback, and wide receivers. That is usually a huge advantage right off the bat. Reynolds seems like he's a 10th year senior, best talent he's probably ever had around him on the team as well. They've got Victor Tucker and a slew of other nice players. I think that their defense at home here will be pumped up after a 2-game losing skid that has them really looking for a major home win. Now for Rice, they lost last week versus North Texas, and it seems like they really need a few more years to rebuild before that AAC alignment happens. They got pieced up 45-0 versus UTSA. They gave up 34 to Texas Southern, who isn't even FBS, 58-0 at Texas, 44-7 versus Houston. I think you get the point. A bounce back game for Charlotte is imminent here. Take Charlotte -6 at home. Coastal Carolina -20 at Georgia Southern. I think if you guys watch my channel, you know by now I have bet on them all season long, and we've won on them 3 out of 4 times. I like a 75% win rate. They are my bread and butter pick, especially after 2 subpar performances. Georgia Southern is the second worst team in the Sun Belt. Coastal Carolina has 1 bad loss, and other than that, they are blowing every single bad team out of the water. McCall, Lively, and that mullet-infested defense that carries the perfect scheme to stop a run-heavy Georgia Southern. Once Coastal Carolina has the lead, a team with a starting quarterback who has a 1 touchdown to 7 interception ratio is going to stutter so much you have no idea. Georgia Southern also has been destroyed by the following: South Alabama and FIU by a combined 59 points. I think Coastal Carolina is miles ahead of both of these teams. So if they lost by an average of 30 to those teams, what can Coastal Carolina do when they are playing for their conference title and rankings, which are both out of the picture if they lose? Give me Coastal Carolina by more than 20 here. Moving on, we've got our final lock of the day, which is going to be Air Force -2.5 versus Army. Now, Air Force is the better, more well-rounded team, and a neutral site is going to honestly favor Army because Air Force loves that high altitude mountainous home field advantage, but they won't have it in Arlington. So I get why some think that Air Force might have a stinker of a game here. I'm not one of them. I watched them brutally destroy my FAU Owls by 24, and FAU would probably smash Army at a neutral site. Now, Air Force already showed that they can stop the pitch by soundly defeating Navy 23-3. I like that they are 1 TD away from being ranked at 7-1. With that bone-breaking loss for San Diego State last week. For a bogus offensive system that is running nearly 10-1 over the pass, it is at least capable of producing the big passing play on play action when it is there to be made. This will keep Army guessing, and Air Force only needs to win by a field goal. So if they take the lead by more than, let's say, 7 to 10 points, it's going to be virtually impossible for Army to catch up when they have absolutely zero passing threat whatsoever. Their quarterback situation is a joke. They have had 3 quarterbacks throw for a combined 600 yards so far on the season. There's really no threat there. At least Air Force has thrown for 600 with one guy, and the difference between that is it shows consistency, it builds rapport on those deep play action chunk plays, and the timing is going to start developing and become perfect there. Now, this is a good football team in Air Force with a good scheme. Like I said, I think it's a bogus offensive scheme, but if they're going to run it the way that they do, they run it to set up those big play action chunk plays. I get it. And they run their scheme very well. Army just probably won't be able to stop a car even if they had the perfectly functioning brakes to do so. So give me Air Force here. Moving on to my honorable mentions here, I will play if the lines adjust in my favor. We've got Cincy at home versus Tulsa. Tulsa is a 22.5 point dog. I like Cincy here. If it goes under or pushes with 21, I'm definitely going to take the Bearcats here. Liberty at Ole Miss over 67.5. I just cannot put a lump sum of money on one man. That's why I'm not taking this right now. Liberty is a one-man band with Malik Willis. He has not put up 30 versus better opponents that he's played, like Syracuse and even Louisiana Monroe. Compared to other talent that they've played, if they fail to put up 30, Ole Miss would need to score over 38 versus a defense that is only giving up 17 per game, which is good for top 15 in the country. But this game features 2 top 5 QBs in the upcoming draft, pending anything crazy. So obviously points will be scored in bunches. If it drops to under 65 here somehow, I will smash it. Otherwise, I'm staying away. But it's an honorable mention. Wake Forest at North Carolina. Everything screams Wake Forest because of performances versus similar talent, better stats across the board, being 8-0. But trust me, I just see this being a trap game. When they give up 56 to Army, that's a major issue. UConn honestly gave up less points than Wake Forest versus Army. So Howell will definitely be able to do damage versus Wake Forest. This game is just too much of a trap for me to take either side, and that's what's really stopping me from taking my boys in gold, because I love Wake Forest and what they've done this year. And that's going to round out the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you guys, make some more money this week. Let's smash for easy cash, and then go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you are making money. We also do all different types of videos, projections, predictions, analysis, and just fun stuff in general. So definitely check out what I've got on the channel, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse, maybe give a little glimpse.